them at a later date. So it's repetition, it's notoriety, it's name recognition. Scripts and training, that's the biggest thing that we do. Originally I wrote scripts and training. You guys are agents. Some of you guys have been in the business for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. I can't tell you how to do your business. You may know more about every product in the world than the guy sitting next to you. However, all of that really doesn't do any good unless what you're doing dovetails in line with my marketing program. So the things that we give you as far as in the ways of scripts and training, it's basically going to be a natural extension of the conversation we already had. So you may have kind of a canned speech or something that you might give as far as your bio or your background when you're meeting with someone new, as opposed to when you show up for one of our appointments or you speak to someone with one of our leads, you're a servicing agent. Your job is to conduct an update over their pre-existing contracts. You're there to provide them with possibly new tax law changes that could have an impact on their investment, make sure the beneficiaries are set up correctly, and most importantly, we want to make sure the policy is going to pay out as expected and make sure your loved ones are taken care of. That's kind of what the scripts and training entail. It is provided online. It's about 30, 35 pages, but that's available for you guys to be able to use. The big thing is that all of the appointments are recorded and available for you to listen to. All of your leads are recorded and available for you to listen to. It's one thing to get an appointment or a lead and you get a little bit of text or it gets emailed to you. If the conversation is 2 minutes long, if it's 10 minutes long, when you access your online calendar, there's a brief synopsis of exactly what the appointment or the lead is, and there's a little speaker icon next to it. When you click onto that speaker icon, you're actually able to listen to the entire conversation, and we make sure that they're between the ages of 58 and 78, they have an investment, they're getting their statements on a regular basis, they've agreed to meet with you at a specific date and time, and that the review is going to be an in-home face-to-face review. I've talked to most of the agents actually here probably in the last 2 days, and some of the questions I've gotten was, well, you know, can they come out to my office? Can they meet me? Absolutely. When you're dealing with seniors, the reason we do it as a face-to-face review at their home is just because they may be disabled, they may be widowed, there may be a number of reasons, health reasons, things like that, to where they might not be able to get out at a specific date and time. It's much more convenient and easier for the senior for you to be able to go and meet them. But again, this is tailored around your needs. If you'd like for them to meet at your office, absolutely. If that creates more of a comfort zone for the potential client, that's what we're going to do. Telemarketing, our call center is in-house. The reason it's in-house is because we need to basically monitor and keep a good, tight quality control measure on the appointments that are being scheduled. A lot of marketing companies, I won't name names, but you know, it's a much cheaper and much more cost efficient for them to be able to outsource the actual call center itself. That's great, but you really can't make sure that the quality is there for the appointments that are being scheduled on your behalf. And also we make changes on the fly all the time. We may be using a script that you provided to us, and maybe midway through the campaign we decide that, okay, maybe we need to kind of change gears a little bit. So it's much easier for it to be able to control it in-house and make sure that we're adhering exactly to your specific needs. Data lists. What we're doing is we're mailing out to basically demographically profiled people. I'm sure most of you guys have bought data lists from companies, USA Data, Info USA, Sales Genie, companies like that. The data lists that you buy from basically every company have home market value, date of birth, ownership, length of residence, blah, blah, blah. We all know what that is. We're going to market to those people, but the great thing about our marketing program is a simple fact. In addition to these data lists, we also have our own internal verified asset lists. According to USA Data, there's about 38 million seniors across the country. We've mailed to a little more than 20 million of them. So I've literally mailed to half the senior population in the country, and our postage alone is about 4.4 million in the last 6 years. So this valuable data, what we do is we couple that with the demographic data. So just so you guys understand, demographic information, people that we know have home value and things like that, as opposed to, I know you have an annuity, I know you have an IRA. We use dynamic postcards and we integrate the two together to create response rates that are unsurpassed. I have several agents here, and when we talk at 4 o'clock, they can tell you that they literally have 7 and 8% response rates. When we're mailing out these mail pieces, we're not trying to qualify them with the direct mail marketing piece. We're simply trying to get the phone to ring, get into a meaningful dialogue with the person, provide your information, and then schedule the appointment and the lead. Just talked about the verified, I kind of got a little bit ahead of myself. Verified asset holders, the asset lists. Growing your business and attracting other advisors. That's the basically the core of the program. I know there's a lot of independent agents out here. A lot of you guys just basically, work for yourselves. You might work in an office where you have 4 or 5 other agents. This is a great tool for your advisors. I have a lot of agents that run the appointments themselves. They take the leads, give them to their other agents, maybe as an incentive or a bonus to get them to write business. That's a really important aspect of the program. We're already being used by WealthVest, and like I said, we do have a number of agents out here that are using our program right now. It does work. It works for a reason. It's just because it's a layered marketing approach. It's not a one-trick pony where, like I said, people fill out cards and they return them to us. And that's basically it. And I kind of went through that a little bit quickly because I know a lot of you have questions. So if anybody has any questions, it's like a firing squad. Go ahead. Shoot them out to me. Pricing. Our program is at 3, 4, and 5,000 mail pieces. 76 cents for 3,000 postcards, 74 cents for 4,000, and 72 cents for 5,000. My commitment to WealthVest is that we're going to market for you until you write business. So I've got a pretty good hold as far as the different counties that I market to. I have the statistical information, I have the data, I know which marketing pieces work best, but that's the cost breakdown. It's $2,280 for the 3,000 mail piece program, and then I think it's $2,560 and $2,980. I believe that's what it is. But like I said, it's much more than just the actual direct mail marketing itself. We schedule schedule appointments from the inbound calls, and then we also take your data and we're cold calling for you. So we're your virtual office, essentially. Another question.
What's the
Turnaround time? From the time we receive payment to the time we build your campaign up, you load your leads in the system, your mail goes out approximately 2 weeks from the time we receive payment, and then you start to see calls, standard mail time, 4 to 5 days, and then those appointments are always scheduled 48 to 72 hours in advance on your calendar. We'll call you up, walk you through the training process, get you set up with a username and password, set up your calendar for you. And basically, we're on a honeymoon. We're holding hands. We're going to work back and forth with you, show you how the entire program and system works. We're going to listen to the appointments with you. And basically, we want to just keep staying with you until you guys are comfortable with the program and you're writing business. We do have guaranteed programs in certain areas of the country. It all, like I said, depends statistically on the data that I do have. I've mailed to about 90% of the counties across the country, not just 500 postcards in the thousands. So I've got pretty good hard data when it comes to the response rates and conversion ratios of those areas. That's kind of a little bit on a case-by-case basis, but yes, I do have guaranteed programs. All that pricing varies too, and I've got all that documented. Well, yes and no. The reason being is we always try to schedule them as an in-home face-to-face review. Some agents kind of will set it up as an in-home face-to-face review. However, if the agent would like us to have the review actually done at your office, then we can do that. And you have to understand, too, a lot of agents work out of their home. So they don't necessarily have an office. So if you have a nice office, of course, you'd want the prospect to come to you. If you're an independent, maybe your basement's your office, obviously you would want to go out to them. Anyone else? Yes?
You also do a seminar and event marketing planning for people there, and are you similar or what kind of differences from what's the group in Tampa response?
RMA, Response Mail Express, or RME, or something like that. We are starting to do more seminar mailings. I'm actually doing seminar mailings for about, I'd say about a dozen agents right now, and so far we've been having a good response. We're really not getting outside of our comfort zone with a seminar. It's just that a lot of agents are using us as an alternative to seminars. Now, well, I've heard the stories, it costs $5,000, $6,000 to put on a seminar. You show up at the Holiday Inn, there's like 8 people there, and all 8 of those people came there for a free lunch. Wouldn't you rather maybe double up your direct mail marketing program with us? Yes, sir. Do not call list? We scrub it. All of these people have proactively contacted us. When they call us, we verify their phone number. Prior to setting the appointment, obviously it's an appointment, so they've agreed to sit down with you. However, when it is a lead, prior to the conversation ending, we always indicate to them, would it be okay if the agent contacted you at a later date? They say yes, and then we also suppress and scrub that information at a later date. Yes, sir. Yes, they are. Well, yes and no, depending upon the size. If I'm dealing with Allegheny, Pennsylvania, maybe there's 27,000 prospects there. I can get 9 programs out of there at $3,000 a pop. If you're dealing with San Francisco or Orange County, California, or Nassau or Suffolk County, New York, obviously